This is Minimalish. I'm your host, Desiree, and before we get started, let me be clear. This podcast isn't just about minimalism. It's a podcast about living fully. Over the past few years, I've learned that living with a little less in our homes and on our calendars leads to less cluttering up our minds, which simply helps give us the space to give our time and thoughts to the things that actually matter. So, what do we talk about on here? We talk about minimalism and decluttering and how to get there, yes. But we also have conversations about pursuing intentionality in the things that matter, like our motherhood, faith, relationships, work, and mindset. Minimalish is a podcast for the women committed to contentment and loving the life in front of them, committed to living with a little less so they can create space for the things that matter most. What it's not about, how many spoons you should have, or any kind of rules or legalistic minimalism that promises you'll be happier if you just get rid of more stuff. Getting rid of stuff isn't what will make you happy. It's about the life you live with the new space you find. If that sounds good to you, grab a mug of whatever you like and stick around. I'm so grateful you're here. My friend, welcome back to Minimalish. I'm your host, Desiree, and today I am coming to you solo, talking about something that has been helping me through the past few months. Well, I guess I'm talking about a subject related to that, and that is just making my health a priority. This is something that at the beginning of when we first were told that there was a lockdown basically happening, when we first were told the information that our state was on stay-at-home orders, I found myself really stressed out, and I found myself stress eating. I found myself just in a cycle of anxiousness that I think many of you might relate to. I don't think it's uncommon. I think it's totally normal that when there's a pandemic going on, there is a response of anxiousness or fear, and some ways that we deal with that can often be stress eating. And this isn't about stress eating or if it's good or bad or if there's anything wrong with it. The point being is that wasn't really helping me. It was just something I was doing as a byproduct of my anxiety. I started to try to find other ways to cope, and eventually I realized that the habit that I was trying to form of moving my body more, which was already a habit that I was trying to form before all of this happened, it was something that was really helping me every time I did it. Every time I went outside and went for a walk, I felt better. It was a fleeting thing. It was for a couple of hours, but I felt better. Every time I we have a little home gym in our house, in our garage. Every time I went there into the home gym and did a strength workout, I felt better. I put on loud music that I really loved, and I was able to just zone out as much as you can with a 2-year-old bothering you and dancing around as you work out. But I felt better. And I started to focus on this idea that moving my body is truly helping me cope with this. It's helping me cope with my anxiety. It is helping me feel better. And so today, what I want to talk about is a simplified approach to just prioritizing our health. This is something I've wanted to do in my life. This is something I've wanted to put as a priority for years. I have really enjoyed different forms of working out, trying out different ways to put health as a priority in the way that I eat. I've enjoyed doing that for probably over 6 years now, even longer. It's been something that I've always thought about and I've always tried in different ways. But I also found myself on the bandwagon of fad diets and just doing these 30-day challenges or workout programs and trying to find the perfect one and focusing on losing weight, things that really were momentary for me. They were fleeting because I was never really motivated enough to stick to it. And I realize now it's because I wasn't focusing on the right things and I was trying to complicate it in a lot of ways. So over the past, I would say 4 months at this point, I've really looked at what does it look like to truly simplify wellness and simplify putting health as a priority in my life. Quick disclaimer that I'm not an expert or a nutritionist or a personal trainer or any of those things, and I'm not going to give you advice on what you should eat, how you should eat, or how you should work out or move your body. But I am going to talk just about the simple ways that I've shifted that I think will help if you want to start this shift in your life and if you want to put health as a priority in your life. A while back, I did an episode on health and fitness with Catherine. It was a Q&A episode, and I think it was back in February. And we kind of asked this question of, can this be simplified? Can health and fitness be simplified? Because our world, and I guess the culture, especially in America, and I'm sure in other countries too, the culture around health and fitness and the health and fitness industry, because it truly is an industry, really makes it complicated, right? They want you to think there's this perfect way to do it and you have to do it exactly one way. And of course, there are other people out there that are telling you, no, we can simplify it. It doesn't have to be like that. Since I've really solidified this habit in my own life, I feel like there are other ways that we can simplify making it a priority. We can simplify the process of actually making this a habit versus something that we're always striving towards or something that we're always beating ourselves up about. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. The first thing that I changed is setting a more realistic goal. I started to realize about a month into truly making a change, which really looked like moving my body 5 days a week and starting to make healthier choices with the way that I ate. I realized that my body wasn't just dropping weight super quick. In the past, I've always looked for the quick fix. Like, for example, I've done the 21-day fix before. That's just an example. I'm not saying anything is wrong with it. I did that a while ago, and I think I lost 8 pounds in 21 days. That is substantial. And I think that is always the kind of results that I've been looking for. But once I actually made changes that seemed sustainable for me, and I was working out in a way that I really enjoyed, I saw progress in myself, like I said, in my mental health, in my body, but I didn't see pounds just melting off of me. So I realized that the idea of dropping a ton of weight very quickly or changing your entire body in 1 month, these things that workout programs want you to think or diet programs want you to think is possible, it's not realistic. It's not a realistic goal. And when we fail and when we fall off the wagon and when we don't see the results, we just beat ourselves up. So instead, start with a realistic goal. Whether that's about the amount you are going to move your body and work out or the healthy choices that you're going to make. You don't have to do workouts that kill you or that make you feel like you want to die unless you like that. You don't have to do a whole 30 and overhaul your entire diet unless that's something you want to do. Some people need that. Some people don't do well with moderation, but I think going all in cold turkey is what the fitness industry often wants us to do, and maybe because they know we'll fail and we'll keep coming back. But making a bunch of changes at once usually does not pan out well for many of us. So what is a realistic goal for you right now? Where are you? What are you doing? What does your life look like? Are you super sedentary because of quarantine and coronavirus, and maybe you're still working at home after months and months when you usually were on your feet more at your job? So start with a 20 to 40 minute walk if that's you each day, or a 20-minute living room workout, and then a 20-minute walk later in the day, just moving your body more. Maybe you have been eating in ways that don't make you feel great. I know that was me at the beginning of the pandemic, like I said, trying to cope by stress eating. Maybe just start to change your diet little by little. Come up with a healthy breakfast plan. You don't even have to overhaul your whole meal plan, just a healthy breakfast plan to start your week. What are some things that you like that make you feel good? Maybe oatmeal one day, whatever. I don't know what your diet looks like, but come up with a healthy breakfast plan for the week and start your day better and go from there. The next week you can add a little bit more change in, but just set a realistic goal to start. And follow through with that realistic goal for 5 days. Make it something that you can do every day, because I think sometimes when we say, okay, I'm going to try to work out 3 days a week, not that that's not an attainable goal, And not that we won't follow through on that, but I think sometimes having something that we can do consecutive days, it just solidifies the habit a little bit quicker because it becomes more part of our routine. So that's why I am suggesting something shorter, like a 20-minute walk to add to your day. And then you can maybe work out 3 days a week as well. I hope that makes sense. So my second tip to simplify making health a priority in your life is to pay attention to the way that you feel. I think that we're always looking for these physical results. At least that has been me in the past. Like I said, I've always chosen the program and that promised me quick weight loss or quick body changes. But when I would focus on only that, I don't know if it's not deep enough to take root in my life as something that I want to continue to pursue. I don't know why, but I just don't think it is a super deep motivating thing. And also, some of our bodies or all of our bodies are different. And if we don't see that change immediately, like the program promises, we're going to get angry and maybe quit, or we're going to feel bad about ourselves and start to give up. So what I want to encourage you to do is to, instead of paying attention to the way you look and seeing physical changes, pay attention to the way that you feel. When I kind of already touched on this, but when I started seeing the benefits of how I felt after a workout, that was the first time ever that I found myself excited for the next day, for the next day's workout, to wake up and work out again. I found myself excited to take walks, excited to move my body. I'm telling you, I've always been a couch potato. I've never been much of a person who loves to get outdoors and move, but I've changed as I've paid attention to the way that I feel when I am up and moving more. When it comes to eating and diet and the way, not literally being on a diet, but just referring to the way that we eat, I think that this is also super relevant. I have a sweet tooth for sure, but I've definitely stopped craving greasy foods and other things because I've started paying attention to the way that I feel when I nourish my body and fuel my body well. Does that mean I do it all the time perfectly? Of course not. I love a treat, but when I'm paying attention to how I feel, it makes all the difference in my actions. And it's just a more sustainable way to keep moving forward in the way that I want to go, which is making health a priority in my everyday life. So the next time you go out for a walk, or the next time that you make a really healthy dinner or choose a healthy breakfast, whatever, I want you to just notice the way that you feel afterwards. After you get back in your house after that walk, just take a second and notice the way you feel. After you play your music loud and do a workout, pay attention to how you feel after that. Because I think that that is going to motivate you to keep going when you see that there are truly benefits beyond just body change. The next tip that I have is pretty similar in the way that it focuses on something that is really the opposite of what the health and fitness industry has done to us for years and years. And that is, I want you to change your mindset around what you are looking for in making health a priority. So here's what I mean by that. I think what a lot of us in the past, at least going off of the example of myself, I think of what a lot of us have looked for in the past is a short-term quick fix program. A program that promises that you are going to transform your body in 30 days, or you are going to drop weight like crazy, and you'll see the transformation photos when you look up the hashtag or when you go, look at the program, whatever. These transformations are awesome. How do these people do it in just 8 weeks? It must be because they did this exact program. We are looking for the short-term quick fix, but what happens is we might see great results. But if you're looking for the short-term quick fix, then you are not necessarily looking for this to be a lifestyle change. And you might make changes for 30 days or 21 days or 8 weeks. But what happens after that? What happens when the program is over? Do you just go back to normal? That's what I've done in the past. I just kind of return to my old choices and my more sedentary lifestyle that I had before. And then the results were not consistent. The results did not remain. And so it's just, the term of yo-yo dieting. It's just a back and forth and back and forth. So if you want to make health a priority in your life, I just want to encourage you to change your mindset to the fact that this is for life. This is looking at the idea of when your seasons change and when you have a change in your schedule, you are going to find a new way to make this a priority in your days. When you injure yourself or, you're not able to do this at the same extent that you were before, if something happens and you're just busier than normal, you're still looking for a way to make this a priority in your life. We have to change our mindsets to thinking, this is just something that's going to benefit me in the long run. This is something I want to do, something that is going to be sustainable, at least for the season I'm in, and then something that's going to help me make good habits to change in a way that's going to be sustainable for the next season that I'm in. So just change your mindset. And I think this is maybe the most important tip I have on here, because this makes all the difference. If you want to live a healthy life, at least I from most of the health and fitness recommendations out there, recommend that you get 150 active, moderate activity minutes a week for life, not just for 8 weeks so that you can change your body, for life. 150 moderately active minutes. That might be a walk, a brisk walk, or it could be whatever you like to do with that time. Recommendations say that we eat a balanced diet. We should eat a balanced diet, whatever that might look like for your dietary needs, for longevity and for a healthy life, for life, not just for a few weeks. So I think the fitness industry has targeted us with these quick fix programs, and that's really made our mindsets think of, well, how do I make health a priority right now? And how do I make the biggest change possible as fast as possible? But we're not thinking of long term. And when we go to those all-in programs that are super hard, we give up quickly, or we get through the program and we think, I cannot continue doing this. And we don't have a plan in place for something that's actually moderate enough to sustain. So change your mindset on that. Look for something that you can do for life, or at least for long term, until you need to change it to something else in some other way. But you are looking to move your body for life as much as you can, as much as you are able with your unique body and yourself, and choose nutritious foods that nourish your body and fuel your body for life. What would that look like for you? What change would need to happen to make this something that you could do for life? I'm interrupting to thank today's sponsors. If you are looking for a meal kit on a budget, Every Plate is for you. You'll get meals that you enjoy delivered right to your doorstep, and your bank account will love them as well. One meal is the same price as 1 cup of coffee. It's the cheaper alternative to takeout or delivery. Recipes come together in about 30 minutes, definitely faster than a trip to the grocery store and starting a meal from scratch. So if you're in a busy season or grocery shopping is just something you loathe, Every Plate makes it easier. You'll spend less time deciding what to cook, which means more time spent enjoying good food with family. The pre-portioned meals and ingredients take a lot of stress off of dinner time, and Every Plate also now offsets 100% of their carbon emissions. I personally love the lower price point of Every Plate versus most meal kits, and you get delicious, quality, healthy meals delivered right to your door. Every meal I've tried is delicious, and it's just been a nice change of pace lately to have some different meals to prepare with everything arriving to my doorstep, contactless delivery. It's great. Enjoy your first week of Every Plate meals for only $3.99 per meal by going to everyplate.com and using code MINIMALISH3. That's everyplate.com and code MINIMALISH3 for your first week of meals for only $3.99 per meal. I also want to thank Solid Gold. If you have a pet or know someone who does, you'll want to know about Solid Gold. 80% of the immune system is influenced by the gut. This is true for us and our pets. So supporting the immune system through proper diet and digestive health even enables pets to better fight environmental allergies. Solid Gold is passionate about the gut health and overall wellness of our pets. It was the first holistic pet food company in America, started in 1974 by Sissy McGill. She disrupted a male-dominated industry and created a natural pet food before it was even cool. Solid Gold's nutritional platform is inspired by their founding belief that high-quality food is the best way to impact our pet's mind, body, and spirit. For over 45 years, Solid Gold has revolutionized the holistic pet food category, and they have a recipe for any dog or cat's dietary needs, including healthy, whole grain, and grain-free options, wet foods, supplements like C-Meal, which is a supplement that I use for our golden doodle, Hemi. He loves the taste of it, and it's definitely done wonders for his hair and skin. Right now, you can see the Solid Gold deal of the week if you go to solidgoldpet.com/minimalish. That's solidgoldpet.com/minimalish to see the deal of the week. solidgoldpet.com/minimalish. All right, friend, let's get back to today's episode. Now, my next tip, I have 6 total. I don't think I've said that yet, and this is number 4. My next tip is actually much more specific and maybe not relevant to everyone, but it is something that has specifically helped me, and that is to use a fitness tracker of some sort. You can even just use your phone to track your steps if you always have your phone on you. But tracking my steps has been super helpful and motivating in getting me to move more and getting me to take more walks. Having that goal of 10,000 steps has been huge. For example, something that I've done to really help myself reach that goal is my daughter still naps. She naps in the middle of the day, and I tell myself I need to get 5,000 steps by nap time. Because if I get 5,000 steps by her nap time, I am usually able to achieve 10,000 steps by the end of the day pretty easily. This makes me a lot less sedentary in the beginning of the day, and I have found, I don't know if there's any science to this or not, but I do know there's that law that says an object in motion stays in motion. I have found if I move more in the beginning of the day, whether it's just up and cleaning the house or taking walks or chasing my daughter in the yard, whatever the movement looks like, if I move more in the beginning of the day, I'm more likely to just keep myself moving, not like crazy, not all day long, but just, taking periods of getting up and walking around and moving around. It's that idea of momentum. So using a fitness tracker has helped me, and there is a lot of research out there that does say that 10,000 steps a day can make such a difference in our health. Actually, even 7,500 steps in a day can help with longevity. So being active throughout your day doesn't have to look like running. You don't have to run for these steps. Just actively taking steps and moving your body more throughout the day makes a difference in our overall health. And fitness trackers can just help us keep track of that. Of course, there can be obsessive mindsets around them, and for some people, they're not healthy. I have a Garmin fitness tracker, and I really like it because I can turn the Bluetooth off of it, so I don't always have to get my phone notifications. So I'm not saying it's the best option, but I do enjoy it, and I just thought I would throw that out there. But again, you can use your phone, you can use what you already have to do that. My 5th tip is something that I've talked about before on this podcast. I won't take a long time talking about it, and I've kind of already said it here, but I want to emphasize one change at a time. Just make one realistic goal, go after that, and then when you feel good about that, when you feel like it's part of your routine, add something else. So one change at a time. And number 6 is something I know I've talked about in a previous podcast episode as well, so I won't spend a ton of time on it. But accountability is huge here as well. Whether it's someone within your own home, like for me, my husband loves to move his body and he loves to work out, and he has created a whole home gym in our garage. So that has been accountability for me. Once I kind of started, just the idea of his example of how much he loves fitness has really helped keep me going. Or it could be a friend or a family member, whatever. Just getting someone that wants to make positive change in their health as well, and being able to talk to them about it is huge. I feel like when we are making health healthy changes in our life, we like to talk about it. And I know I like to talk about it, which is why I'm putting this episode out there, and which is why I feel a little bit annoying sometimes if I do post about it or if I do talk about it, because I know when people make changes with their health and fitness, when it's long term, they just want to talk about it. And so that's why I think accountability helps, because you'll have someone to talk about it with, and it also motivates you to keep going on the hard days, because there will be hard days. But I think the reason we all want to talk about it when we do make these changes, and when we are making these changes consistently and starting to make habits, is because we feel so much better. It is such a huge change in our lives, and we want to talk about it and share it because we probably didn't realize how much of a change this would be. So with that said, I'm sorry if this is annoying to talk about this again, but like I said in the beginning, this is something I've been asked about. This is something I really like talking about right now. So I figured, you know what? Let's talk about it. It's the beginning of the summer. I know people are wanting to get, well, I guess it's the middle of the summer technically starts on June 21st, right? So we're a few days after that. And I know people want to get swimsuit, vacation ready, whatever. I just encourage you to think deeper, to pay attention to the way that you feel, to change your mindset from short-term quick fix, being able to fit in your bathing suit, to realizing and loving who you are right now, your body right now, and working on confidence, which can come from just moving your body and making healthier choices. You don't have to be a certain size or a certain weight to be confident or to feel good. Just make healthier choices and start to pay attention to the way that you feel. And I think that will make all the difference in actually helping you make this change for life, which is really what we should be doing. If we are wanting to make health a priority in our life, we should want to make it a priority in our life for the long term, because it does make all the difference. I hope you enjoyed this conversation on health, especially when it comes to physical health and fitness. It's something that's helped me cope with the anxiousness of the state of our world these past few months. And I think that coping and mental health is something important to focus on right now. So I wanted to share it with you because it's helped me so much. If this episode was helpful to you in some way, I would love it if you'd share it on Instagram or share it with a friend. Just text it to a friend. That just helps invite more women into this community, and I'm super grateful for you when you do that. Thank you so much for listening in today, and I will talk to you right back here again next week.